You know what it is. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. The state has responded in the YSL RICO case of Young Thug. All right. Remember, it was put on halt until after they decide if they're going to remove Judge Uriel Suge Knight, Glanville. Because he roughing things off in the courtroom. But y'all getting all excited like you never seen nothing like this, which you haven't, because until I had to go through it, I haven't seen it. This the games that they play. The judge does what he wants, but the prosecutor controls the courtroom. In the state, it's considered as the state's, government witness. Now, they run the case, they bring it to them. They play these dirty tricks, man. I mean, these tricks are so dirty that they play, you wouldn't even believe 90% of the stuff that they do. All right? So now, the prosecutors is the dirtiest script writers, right, that there is. And they use the dirtiest tactics that you could never phantom. And so you understand, right? I seen them have kids tell on their mothers. I seen dudes that told on their mothers that they was holding drugs in their mother house because they put so much pressure on them, letting them know that we're gonna lock you up, we're gonna take you away from your girl. Your girl already screwing this one, she's screwing that one. If you go away, she can't wait no 30 years. You love her, you better stick with her. And I seen them play these games, and I seen men, or should I say males, fold under that type of pressure because they love the fact of being with their girlfriend more. They love the fact of honoring the oath that they took when they decided to enter the streets or a gang. That's why I tell you youngins, don't enter into a gang, because it's how serious it is. When they grab you, God willing, they don't. When they grab you for, sliding, taking somebody's life, and they start telling you 40 years, and you was just there, didn't even have a gun with you, and you ran, but you still looking at the 40 years because they say that you equally culpable. You equally culpable for the actions of the shooter just because you was there. You ain't want no parts of it, you ain't want no gun, you ain't want no nothing, you just went along for the ride. So as he start busting, he gets away, and then he tell you was there, and then now you picked up and you caught up in this. I've seen it all. You know what I mean? I seen brothers go out to go do jukes and one get caught and tell on the other. How you tell on your own brother? It's bad enough you got to do time, but now you pulling your brother in. 98% of the people watching this know somebody that told on their brother. You know what I mean? Let's put it that way. That's how high the percentage is, right? You think, like I said, I seen people tell on, I seen fathers tell on sons. Could you imagine your father telling on you? Some of you probably can. But, I couldn't picture my father telling on me, even though he did. You know what I mean? But I couldn't picture it at the time, But my father told on me, right? Just to give you one, right? So check it, right? We're going to ride, because we like to ride over here at the Mecca, right? Now, you think what they doing to little Woody is bad. I seen dudes call and write the prosecutor saying, I know, you got such and such locked up, and, I can help you get them. And they say, oh yeah. So they go pick them up. They bring them over to the federal building, really quick. Now they come over to the federal building. They walk in. They sit down. They say, okay, what do you know about such and such? They say, well, I know he was a big dope boy in the neighborhood. He was selling a lot of drugs. Well, that ain't enough. We need more. Then give me more. What do you need me to say? I say anything. Just get me out of jail. This is how these dudes go in there. They say, I'll tell you anything. Just get me out of jail. And they'd be like, well, we need you to say that he bought 5 keys from Unique, 10 keys from this one, 5 keys from that one, and that you've always seen him with a gun. And you got to also say that it was crack. Okay, how much time I'm going to get off of that, boss? We're thinking about giving you a little 5 years. Damn, I'm doing 35 years. That ain't going to do nothing. Would you rather do 30 or 35? So how many more I got to get this pill down? It depends how big they are. But this dude is real big. You're only giving me 5. And he said, all right. So he goes back and then he grabs somebody else and he writes back again. Then they hurry up and pick him up again. Rush him over to the federal building. They be like, yo, we got such and such. We need him because they got murders on the case and it's a big one for us. After we done doing this, we could run to be a politician, maybe even a mayor or the governor, and we could say that we put this one away, but we really need your help. So now, instead of him, telling him to go F himself, he sits there and he tries to get in bed with the devil. So now, when it's time to go to trial, He goes out there and he goes to trial and he does what we call blow the trial up. You know, blowing the trial up is doing everything opposite of what the prosecutor is trying to get you to say, which is what's going on down there, you know, in the Young Thug case. Because this is what happens in 98% of the trials, and it's only like maybe 3 to 5% of people that get arrested for a federal charge even go to trial. Everybody else either just plead guilty or they turn into rat bastards and plead guilty. But we got to drive them out here, you know, because that's where we at. Just so you understand, that's how dirty they play. So now they get him in the courtroom and they get to say whatever he want to say. And as he's talking, he's going back and forth and he's telling them like, yeah, I remember he had a big Mercedes Benz and he jumped out and he had a big Tech 9.9mm. He had a Tech 9.9mm. That's 20 years. You know what I mean? So now he goes and he testifies, and he gets the dude found guilty, and he come back and he said, I know I'm going to get 10 years for this one, but this dude was a bigger fish, and he had murders. You told me how important it was to you. And they're like, well, you know, we would have got this one without you, because if you listen back to the way the testimony went, she didn't really say anything of value. But I said, what you wanted me to say, he said. It didn't really help with the conviction, so we'll just try another one later. And go, oh, y'all going to really play me like that. Say, if we try another one. So then, you know, he plays another one. Rushing back over to the building. Now, he got 3 of them he done got, but he only got the 5 years off the first one just to entice him that he could get something else, because now he go back to the prison to tell them that he only got 30 years, and he make up some kind of reason, because when you leave the prison, they're going to ask you why you left the prison. You know what I mean? Did you get a new case, or did you get a time cut? If you got a time cut, show it. Paperwork, we need to see the sentencing transcript and what the judge said why he cut your time. If not, you got 30 days to boogie up top. If you don't boogie up top within the 30 days, then we're going to put the knife in you and we're going to do what we call in the prison system, we're going to airlift you. This is what little Woody's scared of. Not bashing him, just telling me like, hey, this is what he's scared of. But this is what a lot of y'all out there scared of too. I saw a video little Woody did. I love the video, because Lil Woody said straight up, and he looked in the camera, he said, man, you know, y'all don't know what you'll do in my situation until you put in my situation. Did you hear that? He said, y'all don't know what y'all gonna do in my situation until you put in my situation. He said, when you got them people breathing down your neck and you just trying to stay out here, take care of your family, your kids, you can't even get a job. I mean, things hard out here. You know, locked up the main man. They got you telling on the main man, you know, and you know, and they squeeze it to take you away and put you in a cage. And you know 9 times out of 10, you're going to wind up in a cage with somebody that know what you did and what's going on, because you started playing this game. Because this is what Woody did from when I was I've been watching Woody. I like Woody. I'm going to tell you straight up, you know, and I know y'all, you know, rat bastards going to look at something and say, because I said I like this dude, he's a rat. No, I like this dude. He's a real entertaining rat and a very educational rat, right? He did really good, right? And this is not the bash him. I'm just calling it like it is. You know, Woody, you entered into the rat category, so that's what you are. You know, just calling a spade, which you already know, right? I know when you look in the mirror, you know what you see back, right? But we got Lil Woody that's down there that was a thorough dude, that bust his gun and carried on, and still capable of busting his gun. We'll never take that away from him. But I'm just speaking on how we got to where we at with little Woody. Now, he down there, he busting his gun. Every time they lock him up, you know, he learned that he could tell them what he wanted to tell them to get out. You know what I mean? So he told them whatever they wanted him to tell them, everything that I just mentioned in above, how they give you a script and say this. Woody said he was willing to say that, gave a statement, did all of that, 90% might have been lies, 90% might have been true. Nobody really knows. But Woody was just playing a game and didn't know he was playing with the devil. So, you know, being that they took us elders away from here, you know, I don't know if I could wholeheartedly say that I hold Woody responsible, even though it was in him to rat. You know what I mean? But if a man don't know, you can't hold him responsible. But there isn't a man that entered the street that don't know that you don't tell on your comrades because you don't want your comrades to tell on you. We're having a serious gangster conversation right now. That's how serious this is. You don't want your comrade to tell on you, so you know that off the rip. You didn't need me to be out here for the last 30 years and my comrades to be out here for the last 30 years to tell you this, because you're supposed to know this. This is the first thing that we know. This is instincts when you come on the street. Just like your instinct is to breathe. You know what I mean? As a baby. Well, your instinct when you come on the street is know that you don't want a nigga tell on you, so you better not tell on a nigga. But see, nowadays there's no consequences to telling. Back in my days, the consequences to telling was decapitation. That's how serious it went. Right? I'm gonna give you one, right? I'm gonna ride one. I'm gonna ride one with you, right? I'm just coming home after 26 years in federal prison. I'm getting my credit together. I never used a credit card in my life. I didn't even know what a credit card looked like. You know what I mean? So, I come out and I got credit cards. I'm doing this and that, and I'm paying my bills. And a couple of years in, my accountant, my banker says to me, he says, "Man, Unique, you're doing real good. A lot of people that's been out here all their life don't have a credit score like you have, and you've been maintaining that, and you've been paying your bills rapidly, and they constantly offering you new things, and there's a lot of windows and doors getting ready to open up for you. I said, "Yeah, okay." So he said, "Could I just ask you something?" I said, "What?" He said, "Man, a lot of my clients can't really get it like you got it and just coming home. So I asked him, "What do you mean got it?" He said, to pay your bills." I said, "Mr. Banker, I come from an era, if I didn't pay my bills, I could get my head taken off my shoulders. You know what I mean? I could get decapitated." And he jumped back. He said, "Oh, no, Chase would never do that." I said, "Yo." And I started laughing, right? I said, "Dude, I'm just saying I live by that because you don't take advantage of the weakest person. I know I could go get credit from any bank I want and run off with the credit. That's not a robbery to me. I wouldn't enjoy nothing I brought with it. I got to work for mine to take mine. You know what I mean? To really understand it and appreciate it. Other than that, that's nothing. That's why so many people go rob banks and 2 days later they broke. They have to find another bank. Then they wind up getting on a spree because they start living at a certain means they can't live at. They may have done that with people like that, so we understand where we at. But that's what I want y'all to really understand, right? That it's not worth it out there on the street. That's why I'm telling you, don't go out there on the street. Now, the government responded to Woody's, allegations that, they pressured him. Which I'm telling you, we know they pressured them because that's what they do back there. They did this in everybody's trial that went to trial. The government pressed the witnesses that try and recant and back up and change their mind because they worried about what someone else is going to think. They let them know, we own you, man. Get your ass on that stand or go sit a weekend in the jail. That weekend they go in there, he came back and little Woody was tough, told him, "Nah, I ain't doing nothing." Them couple of days didn't mean nothing. They said, "Well, you're going to spend more time in jail." Woody said, "I don't give a crap. I don't mean nothing." Now they bring old Suge Knight Gannonville in there. He said, "Listen here, boy. I've been watching you, and I dealt with people, thousands of people like you. You know what you are. You know what you did. You know where you at. You know who you work with now. Now stop the crap. Get your ass on the stand. Because I could hold your black ass in here until this trial is over, and I could drag it out long as I want. You see the way I'm playing steel? You know what I mean? I control the time of this. This is the longest trial in Georgia history because I want to make history." He said, "But then here goes this no good gangster lawyer, Brian Steele, had to come in my courtroom and really fight for a black man. Well, we've been dogging black men down here for over 100 years. And now here goes Brian Steele. I'm just trying to make history that I got the longest trial," is what Glanville is explaining. He said, "But then now this dude, he got me making the dumbest mistake ever. You made me come in here to have to tell your black ass to get your ass on the stand so we can move this forward, so we convict this boy, because it's not looking too good for us right now. There's a lot of loopholes and a lot of errors that was made, so we need this conviction, and we can't get this without you. So either you get your black ass up there, or not only am I going to keep your black ass in jail for the length of this trial, that I'm making the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest trial in Georgia history, or maybe even the history of the United States. And I'm a black man making that history, so stop messing that up, Woody." This is what Glanville told him. And then Woody tells him, right? Woody tells him, "Look, I don't give a crap about none of that." He said, "Oh, yeah? You forget what team you want? I saw the paperwork that you signed. Did you know that we could throw you right in the same cell as Thugger right now? We don't have to wait till he go to upstate and you go to upstate. We can put you in the cell right now. And you see how big that boy got?" You know what I mean? Glanville looked at that boy and said, "You see how big Thug got? You think he was a problem when he was on the street and he was that light? Now look at his weight." And he said, "But I'm still not going in there. I'm not going in there. I'm little Woody, I'm not going in there." You know what I mean? I'm not going to testify. So then the judge turns around and the judge says, okay, this is what we're going to do, little Woody. I'm also going to hold you until the other 16 co-defendants go to trial. And I'm going to drag each one out. So you're looking at 16 years in jail paying this tough guy knowing that you one of us and you switch sides. Woody said, damn it. But I'm telling you, I'm a lie. I've been a lie. I've been a lie since I was born. I'm always a lie. He said, we don't care if you lie, Woody. Get your black ass out there. They've been lying on y'all for 100 years. If you wouldn't have testified, we would have got you and got somebody else to testify against you, so you done jumped on the right ship. Now play good boy and get your ass out there. And he pat him on his back. Get on out there, boy. Go get him. Go get Duggar. That's how he sicked him on him, you know. I'm just giving y'all a visual of what go in that courtroom. See, Glanville? He looked at little Woody and said, go get him, boy. Go get Duggar, boy. Go get Duggar. This is how they play. They make you get your best friend. Don't go on the street. Don't go out there and sell drugs. Listen to Lil Woody. Lil Woody said it best, man. He said, man, you don't know what you're doing to you in my shoes. Man, I'm messed up. He kept it 100. I respect when any male or female keep it 100%. I respect when any male or female keep it 100%. If I say I'm not no rat hunter, I'm not into none of that, you know, because these rat bastards trying to switch. I'm not into none of that. All I'm into is identify yourself. Let me know that you're a rat. Let me know that you would tell. So I know not to let you see certain things I may do, no matter how big or small they may be. The same way, you know that's a rat when you walk down the streets of New York. You don't even jump because you know it's a rat. Right or wrong. But then now, if you walk down the street and you see something other than a rat and you don't know what it is, you understand? And you don't jump. And then it bites you. You understand? Now, you didn't jump because you anticipated it being like a rat. And it didn't identify itself that it wasn't a rat. There was a rabbit raccoon that got rabies. They got bit by a rat. But if I knew he had rabies and he was a raccoon, I would know to go around him. So that's the same way with a human rat. You know, I would know how to go around him and still give him his space. Because, you know, they do have social distancing. So that's why I'm saying I'm not a rat hunter. Just let me know who you are so I know how to deal with you. I'll stay out your way. I'll stay all the way out your way. Period. And that's all I'm saying. Now, these are the dirty tricks they play, right? Then, you know, they get in there and tell the prosecutor that they're willing to testify and say, you know, whatever they want the person to say, and to tell them whatever, you know, they don't know, you know. They're going to fill in the blanks. Whatever you want me to say, I'm going to go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? So then you got dudes that, you know, that jump on cases. We call these dudes case jumpers. You want to know what a case jumper is? You know, let's ride. We're going to do a little case jumping. Case jumping is when you're in a unit with a dude and the dude see you in there, you come in, you know, you get money, everybody know you, you getting mail, you getting packages, you getting visits, they know you good. So right there they say, damn, he was getting some money out there, he was loved. 9 times out of 10, dudes selling drugs because he wasn't loved. So he damn sure ain't getting no love. So that means he was getting money out there. That's how they narrow it down. The same way a girl look at the dude and say, he got dirt under his fingernails. He's a hard-working civilian. His nails is too clean and he's wearing a Cartier watch. He's a hustler or an entertainer hustling. See how everything is played out just from looking at him. So it's the same way when you come in the unit. They see you and they know you got money now. So now they got to know you got money, you got family, so they know you got a big case. So they know now they can contact the prosecutor and try and get a couple of years shaved off their time by trying to get up under you to find out who you are and what you're doing. So then now they call the prosecutor and tell the prosecutor, look, man, I know all about this dude. He came in and da. But then now they do something else. They get right up under you and they say, man, I know who you are, man. You was getting money out there. You was the man. I remember you was driving the Bentley and the Rolls Royce. I remember you did that drill video with such and such, and you did that, you know, thing, and you went over here on the yacht, man. I remember you was the man, man. And now dude get comfortable because he's getting his ego stroked and he start telling more and more things about himself. So whatever happened when you was at the club that night? 'Cause I remember some dude tried to step to you and I heard you held it down like a gangster. Like, hell yeah, red dude came up in there, you know what I mean? Who was that? Now, that was such and such. Nah, that little time brother, yeah, what did that? So, oh, yeah, but that up. So when he did that, then my man John came up, you know what I mean? He snuffed him, and then Kenny pulled up and, you know, shot him in the face. Like, what? Man, I knew you was gangster. Then they run back to the cell, write it down. Then they fold it up, put it up a piece of paper, and they slide it to the police and tell the police, they get it to the prosecutor. They write the prosecutor name on it and all that. You know what I mean? Or they get on the phone and say, man, I got to talk to you. I got some juicy crap for you. And then they run over there to get this information. And that's how you get caught up. Even if you tell stories when you go in there, because you know people go to jail and they be all they could be, like in the military, they used to say back in the day. So people go into jail, right? You got a bunch of people in the jail. Now, they're telling all kinds of stories and making themselves bigger than what they are, bigger than what they thought they was. You know, something like what they're doing here on YouTube. You know what I mean? Where people come on here and they say they're bigger than what they are. And, you know, a lot of them run out of things to say, so they put other people's name in their mouth and they do what they need to do, you know, in a negative manner. But, you know, that's how they get the content and, you know, can't stop a man's grind. But, you know, I like to get a person to give me them without being defensive or offensive. I just want them to be neutral when I interview people. That's why my interview with Jimmy went so smooth and Gene Deal, you know, because even though I was talking crap with Gene and carrying on, you know, I still, you know, heard what he said, you know. Now, you got dudes, you know, like I said, they jump on people's case, right? They call case jumpers. A lot of times they don't even know nothing about these cases. They jump on these cases and they either get the information from the person themselves if they get put in a unit, because 9 times out of 10 they get put in a unit, or you know, the prosecutor give them what to say, give them a nice movie script and tell them exactly what to say and what they're going to ask and what time and when to take a breath and how to look sad and how to wipe a tear and how to look over at the witness, like if he's intimidating you. They tell them to do all this. They train these dudes. They call it debriefing and prepping is what they call it, right? So check. So they jump on cases they know they want, and the prosecutor, they allow this to go on because all they want is a conviction so they can move up in the political ladder, right? They target, right? This is what the prosecutors do. The prosecutors, they target, you know, your friends. They target your friends. Now, when they target your friends, right, they want somebody close to you that's seen everything, that recorded everything, that's loose with the lips, that's scared to go to jail, that's scared to leave his girl behind, scared to leave his mama behind, scared to leave his baby behind. They got all these reasons for why they were scared. But yet, then they tell on each other. So what the prosecutor do is they go get a friend. The best person to find out who you are is to ask your friend, right? And if you ask your friends the right question, he'll tell you, you know, his dislikes about you as well, you know? So a friend is very intricate in this. That's why I don't use that term too lightly. You know, I got a lot of comrades and I respect them. But that's how we go, right? They go get your friend. So once they get your friend, they squeeze your friend, lock him up with some bullshit charge, get him in there, and tell him they could do all this, do all that. Now he's scared to death. They don't know how to move, where to move, why to move, or what to move, you know? And they say, all right, I'll tell you. This way he keep the drugs at. This way he kept the gun where he shot such and such at. And they go all the way, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't like all that friend crap, right? So now, in the prison and in the criminal world, rats are the worst thing. Even the rodents. We're not just talking about the human rats. Even the rodents, those are the worst thing. Everybody wants them out the house. Everybody wants them away from them. That's why they have the label a rat. You understand? But I come home 26 years later, and there's so many people that want to straddle the fence and go to work and break the law. There is no middle. Either you're going to break the law or you're going to go to work. Don't break the law, go to work, get caught, and tell on your comrade because you say, I also work. That's why I say don't get involved in it. It's not worth it. There was a guy, right? Let me ride one time. There was a SIS dude that I met in Allenwood, right? He pulled me up. He said, man, you selling more dope than a little bit, man. You think you was on 116th Street and you was Frank Lucas the way you selling that dope in my prison. He said, well, I want you to know this. You've been getting over before I got here. I'm here now, and I'm letting you know that you could get over on me 1,000 times. He said, that don't mean nothing, because all I got to do is catch you once. That woke me up. You say, 'cause when I catch you that one time, I'm running your ass right over to that courtroom, and all that running back and forth to the library you're doing, thinking you're going to get out of prison, not going to work. I said, dang. He got me on that one. And that was the beginning of my slowdown and, to stop hustling. And also, I was in that jail, Allen Wood, with Guy Fisher and William Underwood, and those the old heads that was trying to give me the same jewels that I'm giving y'all now, but the same way a lot of y'all don't want it now, I didn't want it from them now. And that's why now, at a 60-year-old man, because at that time I might have been 34, 32, 34. But at that time, I'm 60 now, at that time, I didn't give a crap what they said. My mind was made up. I'm a criminal. I'm a gangster. And one thing I knew for sure is not to rat. Did you hear what I said? So if you thinking of ratting, you got a reason for ratting. You got a justification for ratting. An explanation for ratting. Those are all the red flags to tell you that the streets is not for you. If you can debate with somebody what's ratting and what's not ratting, the streets are not for you. Because you know in your heart, anytime you tell, you told. All these crazy different things I'm seeing on things where people have different episodes of things that go down and they say, oh, he ratted, that's ratting. And ain't nowhere near ratting, but that's what they do. So, but a lot of that I don't even feed into, but I just tell what the rules are and let y'all know don't get involved in it. I'm not gonna go point now who ratting, bad matching this person that rat. I'm not doing none of that. I just want y'all to know that you don't want to be caught up in either being a rat or not being a rat, because not being a rat meaning serving more time in prison. So you understand, right? Now, I'm going to tell you about one, right? Because we ride. I just feel like ride. We're already at 26 minutes. What the hell? I'm going to just give you the rest of this. Now, I'm in trial, right? Just like that setup behind me. I'm in trial, and there's a witness on the stand. She said, I walked in the room, and, they just put some packages on the table. And it was about, it was like, what was that? It was like this big and like this high. And they said, hold it right there, right? She went to move it. And they said, no, keep it there. They ran in the back, right? They ran in the back, and they got a ruler, Yo, stop her. I'm recording, just let you know, so I'll call you back, or if you want to say something, you can. Just let you know I'm recording the video right now.
All right, thank you.
I hit you back, son. Give me a minute.
All right.
All right. Yeah, right. So they told her hold her hand right there. She held her hand right there. They went and got a ruler, and they measured that, and they said, how wide was it? And she said like this. They measured what that. They said, well, that right there was 3 kilos. That's the size. Give them 3 kilos. You see how easy it is? They said, give them 3 kilos. I mean, like, what the heck is going on? Oh, hold on, John, I'm doing the show. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on? But they got away with measuring this with a ruler and said, that's about the size of 3 keys, so that's 3 keys. If you want to enter that world, that's how dirty the prosecutors play. What these prosecutors are doing down here with Young Thug is no different than what they do everywhere. They're just being exposed because there's cameras in the courtroom now. You see the way the officers, the bad officers, got exposed, when the cell phones started getting cameras. That's what's happening in the courtroom. And Judge Gladwin is just the first one. But this is the way they run the courtroom. Prosecutors do what they want to do. They basically in bed together without taking their clothes off. They grinding all over each other, making a mess. They just grinding all over each other, making a mess. And then now you down there in Fulton County, we got all black people that been dogging people. Yo, one thing we all knew in the federal prison system, right? Yo, whatever you do, you don't want to go through the holdover at Atlanta. The Atlanta prison was dope. But they said you don't want to go through that holdover in Atlanta. I went through there twice, man, and I hated it. They got nothing but black people working there. They don't want to bring you no soap. They don't want to bring you no rag. They don't want to bring you no coffee. They don't want to bring you no nothing. You know what I mean? They don't even want to be there. So instead, they all hanging out together. Dudes rapping to the girls, and they playing games, and you down there could be dying in the cell, getting killed in the cell, ODing in the cell. They don't do rounds. They don't do nothing. They was just the worst down there. And then when it's time for rec, they'll just open the door up and let everybody out, not knowing who got beef with who, who's sliding on who, and they just bust all the doors. And that's why now they got it where it's locked down, because they wasn't trying to open the door anyway. So they made it like we were just too wild, jumped on each other every time the doors open, when that really came from them not doing the investigative work to know who was with what gang, from what crew, had beef in what jail. That's a whole lot of work right there. And these black boys down in Atlanta said, we ain't doing none of that crap. Just let them out, let them kill each other, then we pick them up and put them back in the cage. And that's the way that worked. You know what I mean? But that's what happened when you put black people in charge. Especially when you have black people supervising black people. Because then when a white person come around, that's when he's like, oh, boss, I can lick your boots better than anybody else can. Boss, I can lick your boots, boss. Watch how bad I treat this inmate. You know what I mean? This is how they talk. Watch how bad I treat this inmate. And the European look at him and say, go on, boy. Let me see how you do it, boy. And he sit back and he watch it. And he laugh, and now he got something to go home at the dinner table, or when he at the golf course to talk about how this one nigga treated another nigga like straight trash and dragged him. And violated every rights he had, but he one of us now. That correction officer is one of us now. And those are the games they play, right? Now, they also, like in my trial, I'm gonna get another one. I'm getting another one in my trial. I'm getting another. I wasn't even charged with a 924C gun charge, right? But they asked the witness, did they ever see me with a gun? He said, yeah, he always had a gun. He had 2 guns. Like, oh, okay. So now they said, when did you see him with a gun? I said, no, when he opened up the door, Mecca audio, he had 1 gun in his hand and he had 1 gun on it. No, I said he had the 2 guns on his hip when he opened the door, let me in, and when he came in, I sat down. So then they said, did you ever see, the gun in his hand? And it was like, well, no, I didn't see it in his hand, but I did see the gun. So now my lawyer cross-examined. Let's ride to my lawyer's cross-examination. All right. Now, my lawyer goes and he said, okay, did you see the gun? I said, yeah, okay. Was the gun real? I said, oh, I don't know. They said, well, how you don't know if it was real? I said, I wouldn't know a real gun from a fake gun. I said, okay, so you don't know if the gun was real. So they said, okay, what color was the gun? He said, oh, it was black. You know what I mean? He said, toy guns come black, right? I said, yeah. And he said, okay. So that might have been a toy gun that was black, right? And she said, yeah, So the prosecutor jumps up and he run over there and he says, on his recross examination, they called it, what you watch it, Brian Steele go through. He ran up there, the prosecutor, and said to the witness, he said, see this gun here, right? And he threw it in the face, bang. He got the gun in the face in my trial. He put it right in the face. He said, did this look fake to you? Does this look fake to you? This is what he's doing in front of the jury. We asked for a mistrial. They laughed at us. Could you imagine them pointing a gun at somebody? And this is a true story. Go back and look at my trial. I'm going to show you how crazy this is, how these prosecutors play. When they did that, one of my jurors went into labor on the stand. Somebody went into labor in the courtroom. Let's just put it that way. When they pointed the gun, this was a pregnant woman. She went into labor and had all kinds of contractions from this man pointing the gun at her because he was so mad that my lawyer had to say it could have been a fake black gun, And I wasn't even charged with the guns. I don't know why we're having this conversation, but I'm going to tell you why to let you know how dirty y'all. We're going to ride to the end of this story. All right, let's ride. So now, all right, listen to this. So now when it was time for sentencing, they had me scored at a level 38. I'm looking at 360 months. I'm happy. That's only 30 years, And then they gave me 2 points that brought it from level 38 to level 40, and now it's life all the way across the board. I mean level 42. I had level 40. I had 38. I had 36, and then the 4 for the leadership. I had 38 and 4 for the leadership, made 32. And then they gave me 2 points, made it 36, and 36 was life all the way across the board. So I'm all happy. I got a level 42, not 38, a level 42. I'm happy. I got 30 years, to fight them to try and get off this joint here. And then the judge came and said, you got an objection, Mr. Prosecutor? He said, yes. He should get, 2 points for always having a gun and carrying a gun. So I blurted out in the courtroom, yo, you ain't catch me with no gun. I wasn't even charged with no gun. The judge said, oh, anything you want to say, boy, you say it through your lawyer. You ain't worth crap in this courtroom. As long as you got a lawyer speaking for you, you shut the F up. I said, man, I want to hear that crap. I ain't had no gun, man. You know? And they said, no, that's an enhancement because someone testified at trial that you always had a gun. 2 guns. So why you didn't give me 4 points? Oh, you want 4 points? I said, no, I don't want no points. They said, well, we're giving you 2 points because that's all we're allowed to give you for always carrying a gun. So I wasn't convicted of a gun, wasn't charged with a gun. So how am I getting years for having a gun? And they said, man, that's a part of the federal guidelines enhancement. So you youngins, listen to the story I'm telling you. This is how they run your time up. And then for you youngins, right, that's the end of that story. But this is a pivot off of that. This is a point beyond that. Now for you youngins to understand, do you know that when you go to the prison, you got to have like 20 points, 14, 15 points to go to a medium, and 20 something points is 24, 21, 22 points to go to a pen, and anything under there is a medium, then a load in the camp or whatever, and they judge you by the score. Talking to you youngins so you understand. Do you know that now when you go in jail, right, you start off with the amount of drugs or whatever your charge is, and that's usually about 10 to 15, and then they tack on 7 points if you're affiliated with a gang. If you with a gang, you go from 7 to 21. You only need 1 more point to wind up in a penitentiary. And then they go by your age. They say that if you from 18 to 35, now you get another 5 points. You see what I'm saying? So that 21-5, 26 points you got, and you needed 21 to stay down in the medium. So they kick you right up to the penitentiary. You're going to meet a bunch of old black guys like me that still stand on that code, and they hearing about how y'all carrying it out here, thinking it's all right to tell, and y'all get ready to go in there with them. Y'all don't straighten up, and that's why I'm telling you, you don't want to wind up in there because it ain't no fist fights in there, man. It's just knife play. You don't want it, especially for a rat. It ain't no equal play because you don't give a rat an equal chance because he didn't give the nigga he told on an equal chance. And that's how they look at it. So I'm letting you know now, if you want to go in prison and you want to deal with this, feel free to go. They got it for you. You know what I mean? But they asked her if the gun was real, and that's what she said, man. Now, they also allow people to get paid to testify against people. I'm going to give you one. We ride. You see how nice and long this is? We riding on this go Thursday night. Now, check this out, Ron. I know a dude that the government paid $250,000 to tell on his comrade that he committed a murder. Now, he tells on his comrade that his comrade committed the murder. His comrade goes to jail and gets life. He's out, and now here I come out of jail 20-something years later, and I see the comrade that was supposedly had gotten killed still alive and breathing. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear the words that come out of my mouth? This is how the court system played. They had him testifying to killing somebody that they was hiding in witness protection. And they let him out of witness protection while he's already in jail 30 years been fighting. So now he got to try and put in paperwork saying, now the dude I killed is alive, and they're going to tell you, oh, you don't have a proper motion because you already exhausted your appeal in 2255, and there's no avenue for you to bring that in, even though that's a damn good argument, because if he's still alive, you ain't supposed to be in jail another minute, but we don't have an avenue for you to bring it in. And you looking like, huh? This is what they going to do to you youngins, man. This is what my comrades is facing right now. You understand? So now, right, you're responsible. Like, let's say you're in a conspiracy. I'm the lead. I got caught with 330 keys. Right? So they got me for 330 keys. Do you know that even though you didn't get a gram or touch a gram of that 330, you know what I mean? With the conspiracy law, they could still sentence you to the equivalent weight of what I got when I got the money. I got the drugs. I got everything. You didn't get anything. You just had conspiracy because you were seen in pictures with me because you're my homie. You working, you ain't doing nothing but you in pictures with me. Now, here comes the feds. When they come and grab you, when I get locked up, whatever amount of drugs I have, they put that on you and give you the same life sentence, and all you was doing was taking pictures with your comrade that you knew was selling drugs. That's how they say it. You were selling drugs, you should have turned him in, you didn't turn him in, so now you're just as culpable as he is. These are the games they play. So if you think that that judge is going to go against Glanville and recuse him, you got another thing coming. That's a whole nother video I got to do, but I don't got her doing it. She's supposed to do it, but they cover for each other. But now she might do it because The cameras is in the courtroom. And the world is seeing how dirty this is. I just told you about a man that is doing life for killing a man that's still alive. And they know this, but they're telling the man you don't have a vehicle to bring your motion in the court to get your relief. Welcome to the justice system. Now, right? I know dudes that was charged with kingpins that didn't have over 9 ounces of crack cocaine. But it was on the block hustling. It's before they came up with the gang laws. So they was calling this crews. So you on a block hustling, and the feds come in and they call the whole block one crew. And they tally up what everybody on the block said and give it to everybody that got caught out there, even a little man that was only selling a couple of dimes and 20s. Now he got the same amount of time as everyone else got. And then they might give the toughest dude on the block the kingpin charge. You got a kingpin charge and you ain't touched 9 ounces? You know how sad that is and how hurtful that is to lay your head down on the pillow every night knowing this? You're doing a life sentence or 30 years for 9 ounces of a substance, and you didn't kill anyone or force anyone to use it, not mollifying it, but just telling you these are the things that go through our head when we lay our head down on that pillow at night. So don't say I didn't tell you, man. You know, let me ask you this, man. That's just some of the dirty tactics that they use. What are some of the dirty tactics that y'all know that they use? Put it in a comment, or you might have seen in a video that you watch of somebody else that they railroaded like they're trying to do Young Thug. We're going to bring some light to this. All right, been on here long enough. Cop the book of Raw and Harlem. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hit the notification bell if you didn't. And subscribe and hit the notification bell. And cop the book of Raw and Harlem. Let's get this outro going. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. Baby horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.